The Michigan-Ohio State rivalry each year brings excitement, anticipation, and electricity to the pitch. All three and more will be on display this Friday evening when the Wolverines and Buckeyes do battle for the 38th time ever. Hi everybody and welcome into Big Ten Plus alongside Andrew Conover. I'm Tyler Danberg. Andrew, both Michigan and Ohio State trying to continue their mid-season turnarounds, and this has some major implications on the start of the Big Ten slate.
Yeah, absolutely. You're looking at two teams here, Tyler, that are kind of sandwiched in the middle of the Big Ten standings right now, about halfway through the conference slate. Both teams looking to make an impact. You look at the Michigan Wolverines, that's a team that's unbeaten so far in conference play. They've got some points in some tough road matches, and they're looking to do that again tonight.
The men in black, Ohio State 3-4-3, coming off a 0-0 tie to Xavier. They're hosting Michigan, a team that's fired up, and they're very freshman-laden in their starting lineup. 5 in the starting 11 for 12th-year head coach Shaka Daly.
Yeah, absolutely, and they've actually played 9 true freshmen so far this season, so they're getting a look at the future of their program right in front of themselves in live action tonight and the rest of the season.
And it's alumni night, homecoming weekend here at Ohio State. We might even see some fireworks off in the distance on our broadcast late in this match, and we're hoping to see some fireworks on the pitch as well. Andrew, what are your keys to the game for both squads?
Well, I think for Michigan, it's going to be about getting back in transition on defense. This Buckeyes team, through Lawrence Wooten, one of the best players, not only in the Big Ten but the country, has shown an ability to counterattack very well. So Michigan's going to have to get people behind the ball. And on the flip side of things for Ohio State, they've got to get back as well. So they've got to really continue to help out Max Trejo in goal with their solid veteran defensive line in front of him. And that involves getting people behind the ball when Michigan is in possession.
The Wolverines will begin it with Quinn Rogers, the senior out of San Jose, California, to do the honors. 68 degrees the game time temperature, just a gorgeous autumn evening for the 38th playing of the Michigan-Ohio State rivalry. The Buckeyes lead the overall series 22-13-2, and they are eyeing their third straight win. Dalen Velios back into the starting lineup. Missed a lot of time due to injury. His last 3 matches off the bench, but this was a guy that saved the game on Tuesday night against the Musketeers of Xavier.
Yeah, that match was a defensive slugfest until about the 81st minute. It looked like Xavier had the answer for the Buckeyes defense, but out of nowhere, Velios with a game-saving play on the goal line to keep his team tied and eventually get them a point.
Duilio Herrera gets pickpocketed in the midfield by Parker Grinstead. And OSU goes back to work. This Buckeyes offense has only been outshot in 1 match, yet they are 3-4-3. But they're looking to extend their unbeaten streak to 3 straight. Now Max Trejo being pressured by Alex Wagner and was able to get it out of the penalty area. But Michigan pressing hard through the first 2 minutes.
Looks like they're going to get flagged for offsides there as Michigan. Quick restart for the Buckeyes. But you mentioned their offense, how it's really started to step up this season for Ohio State. Their defense, though, on the other end of things as well. Shutouts in 3 of their last 4 games, 4 out of their last 6. So this is a back line that's really shutting the door for opponents.
Now 199 straight shutout minutes for the Buckeyes back line. Michigan as well. They're coming off a draw in a defensive slugfest themselves. 1-1 they drew last week against Wisconsin. It's been a while since they've played. It's been almost a week. And we talked to Shaka Daly coming into the match, and he was saying that usually because of those midweek matches, this feels like a much longer break in the action.
Yeah, almost like a mini bye week you see in football sometimes. And yeah, Shaka Daly was very transparent in the fact that he has a very young squad. This is one of his youngest teams ever. He's also really keying in on the fact that the veterans who have stuck around this program are really helping to mold and shape the future of this Michigan soccer team.
The Buckeyes trying to test a younger Michigan back line. Braden Durbin, the captain, up for Luciano Picota. Here comes Dalen Velios to Marco Borkovic. It's still loose as Wooten tried to poke it through. And a goal kick coming up for Michigan. That's the first total shot of this match.
So far, so good for the Ohio State offense in midfield. They're controlling the ball, they're being patient, and they're getting the ball into the 18-yard box in dangerous attacking areas. As we see right here, Wooten just couldn't get fully turned around on that shot, just pulled it a little high and wide, but good start for the Buckeyes.
Isaiah Goldson, the freshman goalkeeper, on the ball. This is his 6th straight start. Goldson, 2 matches ago, a 7-save shutout against Indiana. He's played the last 498 minutes at a hard challenge there. As Anthony Samways went up for it, Alex Wagner, the freshman, commits the foul.
Boy, the Buckeyes are glad to have Anthony Samways back. He ended up getting a red card in that Penn State match, which put him out for the following game as well. He is one of the biggest pieces centrally for this Ohio State midfield.
You talked about the versatility coming into this match of a lot of Ohio State's midfielders. And Siggy Magnuson just cut away from Wagner there. Through ball got denied. And Michigan, one of their first true possessions coming up as a team. They're eyeing their first road win of the season. 0-3-2 on the road, 2-0-3 at home. On the ball here for U of M is Bryce Blevins, the team's top point getter with 8. Blevins certainly adds a lot into this Wolverines midfield.
Yeah, 3 goals, 2 assists. Coach Daly absolutely loves his veteran leadership for especially such a young squad, as we've been mentioning. He's one of the key pieces that was brought up in our pregame meetings about leading this kind of transition to the new era of this program. So it's nice to have Bryce Blevins, a veteran presence, still around the team as they build and grow.
Sean Ryan will clear things away. That was Blevins that was trying to sneak in towards the 18.
So far, teams just seem to kind of be feeling each other out, slowly prodding along, not taking too many risks, not getting too many guys forward, just kind of trying to feel out the other team's defense and find a hole through it.
What do you think teams like about the first 10 minutes to try and pick apart?
Well, you have to see how the other team is going to approach the game in addition to how you're going to play the game. And I think that's really important as we see Trejo clearing the ball here. And these are 2 different styles of teams right here. Both are solid defensively, but Ohio State likes to counterattack a lot more than Michigan does in terms of their offensive prowess. And so it's about understanding and kind of reading how the plays are developing on the pitch.
And both teams do play a back 4, a lot of defenders back there to protect their goalkeepers, including Isaiah Goldson. And you look at the back line for Michigan here. 3 on the starting line. Will Baker, Matt Fisher, and then Isaiah Goldson, all true frosh.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd say if you're a soccer coach or a coach really in any sport, if you would pick a position that you wouldn't want all freshmen to be starting at, it's probably defense. It's a very tough position, especially at the college level, to be good at because of the athleticism and speed. But he's rolled with it, and Michigan so far, as we talked about, unbeaten in 4 conference games. They've turned their season around after a couple tough non-conference losses.
Of course, one of those conference losses coming against the top 25 team in Akron. A matchup against Oakland that did not fall fully in their favor. As you get a look at another senior, Mushtaba Al-Hasnawi. And Parker Grinstead going to sneak it through.
Great atmosphere with the band here tonight on Alumni Night, Tyler, giving the crowd some extra spirit. And it's a packed house here at Jesse Owens Memorial Stadium on, as you mentioned, one of the prettiest fall nights I can remember in a while.
I mean, this is gorgeous. Tomorrow might be a little bit of a different story. That's Big Ten weather for sure, but tonight we're talking Big Ten soccer weather.
Oh, it's perfect. Not a drop of precipitation. Perfectly cool, no humidity.
Well, you better knock on wood after that. Ziggy Magnusson out of Messmanager, Iceland, will organize it for OSU. Lawrence Wooten, the preseason number 2 player in the country.
And look how deep he is, Tyler. He is in the defensive half for Ohio State right now. You're talking about the leading goal scorer and points getter for this Ohio State team. Something we kind of talked to Coach Daly from Michigan about is Lawrence Wooten's versatility. He truly plays all over the field, which makes him nearly impossible to guard.
And now Wooten will pinch up and try and defend. A heel flick was unsuccessful for Wagoner.
And now he gets forward. You can see down the right side.
Stepped into the cauldron on Duilio Herrera. Another freshman, Herrera, making his 9th start. But that just goes to show you the aggression of Lawrence Wooten.